This lesson of reflection is part 2 on the steps of faith. In Pope Francis' homily during the concluding Mass of the Synod of Bishops on 28 October 2018, he spoke of 3 fundamental steps on the journey of faith. From that beautiful homily, I've created 3 lessons of reflection on these 3 steps: listening, being a neighbour, and bearing witness. These come from the Gospel of Mark 10:46-52. This is part 2, being a neighbour. After listening, a second step on the journey of faith is to be a neighbour. Let us look at Jesus. He does not delegate someone from the large crowd following him, but goes personally to meet Bartimaeus. He asks him, "What do you want me to do for you?" Verse 51. What do you want? Jesus is completely taken up with Bartimaeus. He does not try to sidestep him. What do you want me to do? Not simply to speak, but to do something for you, not according to my own preconceived ideas, but for you. What do you want? That is how God operates. He gets personally involved with preferential love for every person. Faith thus flowers in life. When life is concerned purely with doctrinal formula, it risks speaking only to the head without touching the heart. And when faith is concerned with activity alone, it risks turning into mere moralizing and social work. Faith instead is life. It is living in the love of God, who has changed our lives. We are called to carry out God's work in God's own way, in closeness, by cleaving to Him and communion with one another, alongside our brothers and sisters. Being a neighbour means bringing the newness of God into the lives of our brothers and sisters. It serves as an antidote to the temptation of easy answers and fast fixes. Jesus is the way, John 14:6, who stopped on the road for Bartimaeus. He is the light of the world, John 9:5, who bent down to help a blind man. Let us realize that the Lord has dirtied His hands for each one of us. He does not wash His hands as others do. Let us look at the cross, start from there, and remember that God became my neighbour in sin and death. He became my neighbour. It starts from there. And when, out of love of Him, we too become neighbours, we become bringers of new life, not teachers of everyone, not specialists in the sacred, but witnesses of the love that saves. We become part, we become carriers, we become side by side, cleaving in communion unto each other, as Christ does, as God does, not at arm's length, but we dirty our hands as each of them does. peace of the Lord Jesus Christ be with each of you always. Now go out, get dirty, and become a neighbour.